Добрий день всі.
Good afternoon, everyone. I greet you in the media center, Ukraine, Ukrinform. We're starting today's day and briefly about the agenda that is prepared by our team today. At 1:30, Sergei Marchenko will join us, the Minister of Finance of Ukraine, and we will speak about Ukrainian budget, about the expenses, about filling the budget, about the main trends, and international help. At 2 o'clock, Alexander Martizanik will join us, the Speaker of MOD of Ukraine, and we'll speak about the situation in the front line. And at 2:30, for our journalists, we'll plan the event of the records with experts. A topic about the results of Ramstein 3. So I recall that for this event, you would have to register. Please kindly register to participate. And right now in our studio, Andriy, Ivko, first deputy of the head of Ukravtodor. And we'll speak firstly of the results of renewal of road infrastructure of Ukraine. Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone, dear journalists. Today, I will tell you a few news about what was happening in Ukravtodor in June. I'll start with the main thing. Today, we're working practically in all the regions of Ukraine, but the renewal is conducted in Kyiv, Chernihiv, Sumy, Zhytomyr, Mykolaiv regions. For today, we can say that we cleaned 938 kilometers of roads and constructed temporary bridges, 41 temporary bridges on main roads of the state importance roads. And we don't have island cities anymore. People can move. However, still, the big renovation is not conducted because it's temporary solutions. And in parallel, we project and plan and study all the bridges, and we will renew them after we conduct these works. A few more words. We cooperate with our partners from Europe, and today we're saying that the administration of the state material reserves of Czechia, they gave us 2 temporary bridges, 36 meters long, and we already moved them to Ukraine, and one of them is moving to Kyiv region. This month we will start, and in the next month we will finish the installation of these temporary bridges. We cannot say where yet, but when we do it, we'll, of course, we will share it with you. Not only we renew the infrastructure that was ruined by Russian Federation, but also we are working on the projects as open border. Ministry for Infrastructure is the owner of this project. They're the head of this project, and we're working together. We're helping them. We're helping to increase the amount of cars that will pass through the state border, increase the exports of our products abroad, and to the max we will do everything possible to ensure regular operations for people and comfort movement of on our roads by people. So we work in 5 regions, and right now the first results will be available this month. The first crossing point is Kharkovets-Korchove. Right now there are infrastructure changes conducted there, and the mission of Ukravtodor is to increase the lanes amount and increase the amount of cars that could cross the border. What is done now? Now there's construction done, organizational works, and we think that next week there will be an opening, and those improvements will be available to see. And this will allow us to increase the amount of trucks, firstly, that are moving to Poland, and to decrease the queues that are on the crossing point currently. Then the next crossing points are in line. We'll work on them as well. And in some of them, we are building the platforms where the trucks could wait for their comfortably. It will be comfortable conditions, not just wait in the queue without anything. Also, there's news that in the country, the objects that we constructed before the war, we're now finishing the constructions. One is N31, Dnipro-Reshetilivka. Today, we're opening the spot N31 from Dnipro to the channel Dnipro-Donbass. And that's quite a fine, safe, European level road. The first category, always done. And we're opening for movement of vehicles, all kind of vehicles, trucks and passenger vehicles and others. And this road is 137 kilometers long. In Poltava region, it's 80, and in Dnipro region, 58. In Poltava region, we construction 77, and in Dnipro region, 30 kilometers. We will finish this project. We'll finish it after the war, and we'll finish it quite fastly. And now on a daily basis, we work on our front, on the infrastructure front, and a road front, and we do things to make our victory come closer. Every day, every road employee, and I thank all that are involved in this project, and we will win. We will win, indubitably. Thank you. Speaking of renewal of road infrastructure, where we're rebuffed the occupants, how much of work is ahead of us? Speaking in percentage, how much is done and how much needs to be done? I won't say in percentage, I will say in absolute figures. You know that after as a consequence of war, 305 artificial constructions are ruined, and 24,000 of kilometers of roads were ruined. Not totally demolished, but some of them need to be cleaned. Just some of them need to be just repaired, and some of them need to be rebuilt from scratch. And today we register 900 billion hryvnia. This is the money that we need to renovate those kilometers and those artificial constructions. Speaking of the time that we need to do it, I'm saying today that it will be about 2 or 4 years in this period, and the basic things that we can renovate, it's over a year and a half, will renew the basic things, basic artificial construction. You name the high amount that is needed for renovation. Do our international partners help us in this sense, in this direction? Today, we have the vision that this has to be the money of Russia, actually, that are frozen, the frozen assets of Russia, that are frozen by the European Union and by all the civilized world. And I think that funds must be transferred to Ukraine, should be transferred to Ukraine for renovation. We work in several directions. That's receiving and reserve fund. And reserve fund finances several objects. It's a road 06 Kiev Chop in Stoyanka. You know that in 2 weeks we made, when our army freed the Kiev region, in 2 weeks we made a temporary bridge, and on 28th, 29th of May, we opened one lane, and the trucks are moving there on this bridge. And in September, October, there will be more lane, one more lane, and there will be a full temporary bridge, full bridge. And European bridge, also R30 road, also there we made the bridge in a week, and we'll rebuild the bridge, and we also planned financing for it. And for clearing the roads and streets, we'll also planned this order from the reserve fund, the money. Thank you, dear colleagues. Your questions, please. Ukrinform. Could you speak about pontoon bridge more in details? About pontoon bridge that are given by Czech Republic, by Czechia, with their characteristic? Is it only for passenger vehicles, or is it for trucks? Okay, too. And overall, is this the initiative of Czechia, or is it Ukrainian initiative? And how? And is if the negotiations are conducted with others to have an opportunity to receive from international partners, receive that technical aid for us to be able to convey information about real needs of our country that suffers from aggression. Thank you for your kind question regarding those artificial bridge constructions about the bridges. We're working on technical characteristics. We're working on with Czechia, with our Czech counterparts and partners. And the first temporary bridge, it's not pontoon bridge, as you say, it's not. It's a temporary bridge that will have the basis, not pontoon. We'll mount it and install it in Kiev region. With our Czech partners, we were discussing this, and it was a joint decision. As you know, on 12th and 13th of March, we were in the EU, and we're speaking to the administrations of roads of the European countries, and we initiated the working group, and now we cooperate with other countries, and also we cooperate with in the direction of temporary bridges, also consultancies, some advisory services, and others. This is an ongoing process, and I think that it will lead to tangible deliveries to the results. Please, more questions. Mr. Andriy, please tell us, is there a strategic vision, and are we ready to fast renovation and building of infrastructure in the cities where right now there's active combat? Because we understand that a lot of bridges, firstly, are ruined there, and it makes logistics more complicated. And if our army, and we hope that they will manage to kick the enemy out of there, there will be a necessity to rebuild them very fast. Is there such plans? Is there such strategic vision how to do it fast and efficient? Well, today we have two directions: tactical, operative, and strategic. Okay, on operative, we work on a daily basis. We cooperate with the armed forces of Ukraine, and what it means that we are rebuilding the objects that we have agreed with our military, and practically we fulfill the daily work that is necessary. That's a tactical direction of our work. The systematic strategic direction, we're conducting an inventory of what we have to do, what we have to do on the non-occupied territory and on the occupied territory, when we will have the opportunity to do it after that will be deoccupied. The plan is being elaborated that we'll implement when our armed forces will free all the territory of Ukraine. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for providing this interesting information. So, Dear friends, Andriy Ivko was with us, first deputy of head of Ukravtodor. Please stay with us, and I remind you that our next briefing will be at 1:30, and the Minister of Finance